going to talk about a very interesting and very disturbing behavior pattern that most women have adopted, and it's called the burnt toast syndrome. Now, the reason why this topic came up is because one of my channel visitors came to the channel, and on the video that I created to promote the Saving Our Girls online meeting, she posted a series of suggestions that she thought would be good. Unfortunately, that was the wrong place to post those, because I actually was going to delete the promo for that meeting after the meeting took place. So I didn't really see where it made any sense to put it there. But one of the things that she posted, I did save, and it references a quote by an author named Richard Paul Evans about what he calls burnt toast syndrome. I thought it was very interesting. So he says, how he explains burnt toast syndrome is, for an example, he gave you making breakfast for your family, and there's only enough bread for one piece of toast per person. You accidentally burn one of the pieces. Who takes the burnt piece? And he said in his survey, most of the women said me. But see, he didn't ask me, because I would have said I would have cut the bad boys in half or quarters, and then you just take what you need, and the burnt one would have went in the garbage can. Damn, they ain't no burnt bread. Now, I have to say, though, one of the things that they teach you in emergency CPR is, if you don't have any charcoal and somebody eats something that's toxic, you don't want everything to be thrown up. Sometimes taking Ipecac and vomiting it up is not necessarily the best approach, because the throat will get burned twice that way. So it's highly suggested that you eat burnt toast in that case, because the burn absorbs the toxins in your stomach, just like charcoal would. So there is a time for burnt toast, but this isn't the time. And so we're going to talk about this behavior pattern that a lot of women have. So what is that? What does that mean? Burnt toast syndrome is basically, to sum it up, it's when a woman takes responsibility for the happiness of everybody else, and she puts herself last. In other words, you always take the burnt piece of toast. So you don't want anybody around you to feel displeased or disappointed or inconvenienced, to have their feelings hurt, to be more tired than you, anything like that. You take the brunt of any potential problem onto your shoulders instead of putting it onto the other person's shoulders or someone else. But when a woman does do those things right, when she doesn't accept responsibility of caretaking, all codependent on somebody to make them happy at her expense, then she gets called names like feminist and gold digger, and told that she's a bad mother, she's a poor wife, that's why her man cheated on her, that's why she can't hold a man, she's selfish, she's greedy, she's not nice. So in order for a woman to not be guilt-tripped and feel like there's something wrong with her and that she's not worthy, that she's not good enough, she overgives and sacrifices to make all these other people happy before she tries to even think about making herself happy.
Ciao! What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville extra, honey. I know, some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, saying, Miss Robinson, you should have been jumped in, but Miss Deb was preaching a word. Okay, so please subscribe, you guys, to my auntie, honey, on YouTube, my play auntie, Miss Deb Cooper. I just love her YouTube channel, honey. It is so educational, honey, okay? So I'm going to play some clips from Love and Marriage Huntsville, in which these men on this show wanted Letitia to sacrifice everything for them. We see that with Marceau and Tisha's marriage. We seen it with Martell and Melody, him cheating and, lying and, running amok, doing everything he wants to do. Okay, but still putting more shit on Melody's plate so she could be the slave of the day. And then we see it with poor Kimmy, honey, okay, and Maurice, and how he wanted her to sacrifice her life. She didn't just got done raising Jalen. He on his way, I don't think Jalen went to college, but, he's an adult. He's getting ready to, move out at the time. I think that was the tone of their situation. But no, Maurice said, well, bitch, you didn't raise one child. Now I want to move my son to Huntsville and you go help raise him. Okay. And I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about what I'm telling you to do, okay? So, honey, if I was Kimmy, I would be like, honey, run away from me with this, okay? Y'all know Miss Robinson don't play that bullshiggity. I would have cussed these men out, ran up the credit cards, okay? Because I know one thing these men understand. They understand something about some money because that seems to be all they care about, honey. But anyways, honey, without further ado, it's only right. Let's start out with Tisha and Marceau and how she done sacrificed herself for over 16 years. And this fool still couldn't get up to say a few kind words about her. Okay. He still went on to Africa without her and the children. Okay. He just get to come and go as he please. Okay. So let's get to it.
Just a little small event with Mel.
How long did you know about this event, babe?
She just asked me a couple of hours ago.
And how come I didn't know a couple hours ago?
Because I haven't talked to you. I don't want to argue with my husband, so I cannot let him know that I actually found out about this event yesterday. You pick your battles in a marriage and tell little bitty white lies.
My off day doesn't all of a sudden become your playground. If you're going to go somewhere, I'm fine with that, but just make sure that the kids are taken care of. See, in the beginning, when you start talking about, I want to get my license, I don't mind that. I want you to go out there and blossom. Fly. You're a peacock. Fly. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
But this is fundamental. All of a sudden, hey, I got this thing. Can you stay home with the kids?
Next time, I'll give you a 24 hours notice.
No, don't give me a 24-hour notice, babe. Give me a 12-year notice.
Okay, well, I'm going to need for you to watch your kids sometimes.
No.
Marceau, this is like a non-negotiable right here.
This is not non-negotiable.
Today, right now, this moment, it is. Like this conversation for watching the kids for 2 hours.
Wait. You're trying to say this right here is non-negotiable?
Can you just do it for me like this one time? It's supposed to be a partnership, but I feel like I'm not getting that partnership from my husband.
This is not going to be a regular occurrence.
An ongoing thing. Okay, got you.
This is not going to be something that we do.
I'm just getting out there, going to an event with other people that the doorbell just rung. I love my husband. Sometimes he can just be too much.
Hey, girl.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
You look good.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Come here to steal my wife?
That's right.
Marceau, I am not stealing your wife. I am rescuing her from the last century.
Hey, look, this has been, I wanted to holler at you about. But listen, you and Martell, y'all got your thing. You guys are doing what Martell and Melody do.
Right.
Me and Tisha are doing kind of what me and Tisha do, and it works. So.
I think.
Okay, well, you can know it does work. Tisha can, go out there, have fun.
We're not going out to have fun. We're going out to network and meet some people.
Make some power moves.
Now, did y'all hear that in the other clip with Tisha, he was claiming that he wants her to do all those things and he supports her. But in the next breath, when Melody comes in, he sound like he don't want her to do it. Okay, you see the confusion? And God is not the author of confusion. Marceau is, and men like him.
Right.
Okay, that's kind of not where we're going with it. We're not going to be a power couple. We're kind of like the regular couple.
Marceau, stop it.
No, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be no Martell. I'm not going to be having 3 kids and working, doing all this other stuff.
But you do have 3 kids, though, Marceau.
She has 3 kids, and I just happen to be their daddy.
Do you think?
Y'all hear that? What type of man says something like that?
Hey, girl.
Hey, look at you. You look good.
Thank you. So do you, as always. Hey, C, MJ, Mila.
Mom's trying to turn me into a stay-at-home dad. I guess I got to step in and be a whole mom because Tisha forsook her motherly roles.
Hey,
see if they got a kids section at the next event. Little daycare thing going on.
not with him.
That's your husband.
This is especially true once you have children. Now, in a situation like that, say you get married, right? These men think, okay, well, I'm getting married, she's a ball and chain around my neck. I'll never be able to do anything. I'm giving up all my freedom, and then the ones that come to the channel, they also worry about paying alimony and child support if they mess up the marriage and a woman leaves them. But in reality, that little funky alimony and that child support, that's for the kids you made, so that's irrelevant. The alimony is a good exchange for what a woman has given up to be with you. She gave up her entire life, her body, her dreams, her hopes, and everything else that she had that was connected with herself to become your wife.
Now, really quickly, I want to interrupt. Y'all heard Robin from Real Housewives of Potomac, Robin Dixon. Y'all heard what she told Sharice. Oh, I just don't believe I should have got half of Juan's money. Meanwhile, didn't Juan cheat on her? Didn't Juan, admit that he wasn't helping her with them two boys? Okay, when they were married, okay, and you don't want to be compensated for that once you all are divorced? You don't think you should get nothing? Well, I should get something, but maybe not half. Girl, if you don't look out for you, who will? That's why, you guys, I'm totally against that mind state.
A lot of guys don't really think about that. They feel like being married to them is a privilege. No, it's not. No, it's not. A woman who gets married to you has basically, unless you're rich and balling, and she can have like a nanny and a maid and all that stuff, a driver and whatnot, then she becomes like, the chauffeur, the cook, the bottle washer, the nanny, the laundress, Hazel, everybody all up in one, plus holds down a job. And all the guy had to do was give up, the fact that he thought he was going to be chasing tail for the rest of his life. That's it. That's all they give up. So it became necessary. I thought, this would be a really good time because the woman was referencing, where we should teach this to girls. But what about those people before? They're kind of in between. They're not the girls, and they're not yet, mothers and more mature people. They might be like in their mid-20s to mid-30s maybe. So I'm talking about that group that's kind of brainwashed to think that there's a certain type of behavior, the pattern that they have to follow in order to meet men's approval enough to be considered a wife. And so you see all these women jumping through hoops and going through all these changes, trying to figure out, like, well, okay, how much do I need to give? What do I need to do? How do I need to earn this love and earn this title and earn his devotion? And the threat that he would leave him, or that if she doesn't do this certain thing the way he wants it, that he will leave her, is one that really works on them. And you got to also figure, not only is this in the expectation that women overgive and sacrifice themselves and eat the burnt toast, is that the thought pattern in interpersonal relationships. Is also the thought pattern of the men in government in this country, and probably many others as well, because they want to control everything that women do. They want you to have these babies, but then they want, at the same time, they're cutting off programs to help support the children that they want you to have. See, they're going to say, oh, well, you black women, you just kill all the kids, you're having all these abortions. But then they turn around and say, all these black women just have too many kids and they're not married and blah, blah, blah. Okay, which one is it? And then you want to be crowing and all excited because Donald Trump is, you had the great white hope that he was going to cut off Section 8 and food stamps, so all these children and their mothers would be scrambling around trying to figure out what they were going to do to survive, and you thought that was a good thing because then they would be forced to come and deal with your trifling two-bit piece of shit ass.
Come on, Deb. I love it. I love it.
So this, this whole mindset, ladies, I want to bring this to your attention so that you can understand the game that's being run on you by men. You think that this getting married and having all these kids and being with this man and all this stuff is a privilege and it's a joy and all this stuff. And it might be if he's the right kind of dude. But for 90% of you filing for divorce, obviously that was not the dream didn't come true.
And really quickly, you guys, I had a talk with a man some years back, and I remember I had said to him, if I date a man and we live together, I feel like he should pay most, of the bills, especially if I'm going to be doing most of the cooking and the cleaning. When I tell you that man rolled his eyes and sucked his teeth, it just sounds like you just want to use that man for his money. Don't no man want to be used for his money. How is that using a man? Like, you guys are here to do the 3 P's. Steve Harvey said it. You are here to profess your love for your woman, Marceau. You are here to provide. Okay? Do y'all know what provide is? It's when you spend them coins. Okay? And you are here to protect, okay, your woman. So if somebody, then broke up into your house, that woman shouldn't be running downstairs. Your ass should be running downstairs. But what I noticed with a lot of these men, and the more I watch these reality shows, you guys, it's just crazy to me. A lot of the men don't want to do the 3 P's. They kind of want to do only one of them and get out of the other 2. And, they always want you to negotiate and come out, on the wrong foot. And they want you to come out with less, okay, to show for yourself than they are willing to provide. No, vote for you. Look out for you. You can love a man all day, but you make sure you and them kids are good first. And remember, if you're not good, then you can't help nobody else be great. Remember that. I also had mentioned to this same man, I had said, I'm going to forego the child support. I'm going to just take care of my daughter on my own. Why did he have a big Kool-Aid smile on his face? Because this is how a lot of them think. They think you're supposed to do every damn thing. He said, man, that's good for you, That's good for you. You decide to take care of your child. It ain't just mine. Did I lay down by my damn self? It's his too. Okay, so I shouldn't even be in a situation like that, but it's life and you do what you have to do to maintain peace in your life. But I just wanted to give you all that example of how a lot of these men think. They really think you are supposed to not get any benefits out of any relationship you have with them. And I'm completely against that.
So again, we're going to talk about some ways that women get tricked into being basically a slave to these men under the guise of being their wife, okay? And some of these, you don't even have to be the wife. You just live with them and you still have the same, dating them and whatnot. You still have the same struggle. So let's talk about these. Number 1. You're single, right? You bouncing around, you going to school, you doing all this stuff. You sacrifice that because now you're pregnant. Now you have responsibilities of motherhood. You got a little baby. So you give up. You say, well, I'm going to drop out of college. You can't get the demanding kind of job that you had before, where you traveled all over the place. It was very rewarding. You made grand theft money. So you had to quit that job and get just a regular little funky job so you could get off every day at 5 o'clock and go pick up your kid from daycare by 6. That's going to be your life for the next few years, and it possibly longer, because then whatever that career was, you're out of the loop now. So your skills are falling further and further behind. Your knowledge is not up to speed. Your experience level, your resume is going to have a big hole in it. So that's something to think about. You think you can get back on the job market later, but it's not going to be the snap thing that you think it's going to be.
Now, really quickly, let's just see who that affected on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I believe that affected Miss Tisha. So let's check that out.
The solo today?
Yes.
Okay. It's been a while. The last time you were here, like you said, you're solo today, your husband, and I know that I gave y'all enough to talk about.
Yes, he was like, I think, he has some good information, but it's not for me. He's a tough one there. It's taken me, 14 years to get him to this point to even come in the office with me, so.
All right. There is something about you that's bringing you back.
The first time I came mainly because I felt burned out. I just had a lot going on.
What burned you out?
With the 3 kids, it was, getting over the whole pandemic, being in the household 24/7, with the kids and trying to do schoolwork and help them with their schoolwork. Also taking care of the household. Also, we have 3 different companies that we're running. So just a lot going on.
I gotta say this though. You are married though, right?
Yes, I am.
But when you're talking like you're doing this whole thing by yourself.
I have 4.
Y'all hear that? She's a slave in that marriage. And listen to what she says next. She's a fool.
Kids, because my husband's a kid too when it comes to like household duties.
Look at Dr. Francis. Oh, I love him. Never be with a man, ladies, and say, oh, I got 3 kids. Oh, I got a 4th child, and that's my husband. Your husband is not one of your kids. He should be a partner. He is there to take your stress away, not give you more stress, not give you more to put on your plate. I told y'all, that's why I can't take Tisha seriously. It's the things that comes out of her mouth every time.
So yeah, but the only difference is I can tell my kids what I need their help with around the house, and they would do it. My husband, on the other hand, I can say things to him that I need his help with, but that doesn't mean he's going to do it. So it's like wasting my breath.
If you have to tell your husband who is this 4th child, then he is not going to be acting like the we doing this. It's going to be you.
I was raised by a single mom. So I was raised with my mom doing everything. I don't even know what it looked like when you have a male stepping in to help out, around the household with the kids. Because even with my grandmother, it was like, the guy couldn't come in the kitchen and wash no dishes. He couldn't cook. No, not around my grandmother. Like, the guy was pretty much like catered to.
So did you actually continue that mindset where the men were catered to? Are you continuing that?
Not purposely.
Okay.
It happened to me.
It happened to you.
Yeah, it's like life happened. Marriage and having kids wasn't a part of my plan. And mainly because I think I had so many responsibilities growing up. I didn't want that. Marcel and I met my senior year in college. And then we had our child, I was 4 months pregnant on my wedding day. So I've been a wife and a mother my entire marriage. And I just know that you got to do what you're supposed to do, which is, take care of your house, take care of your child, take care of your husband. So those things just happen. And I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful. I just, thinking about it, I'm like, it just happened. I didn't plan it. So recently, Marcel has been talking about how he is chasing goals and not really considering if he's happy or not. And I feel like the life that I'm currently living is it the life that I picture for myself. And not to say I'm unhappy with what I'm doing. It just wasn't my plan. That's why we need a third party to talk to about this situation. I don't have the answers. This is new for me too.
So did anything develop between, say, you and him, based on what went on here?
He did bring up a statement. He was saying that he feels like he may be going through depression.
Now let's play that clip, okay? Because him talking about depression was a way for him to get away from how she feels about their marriage and how she feels things are not going the way that she wants them to go. He doesn't care about her happiness. He just, makes everything about him. So let's play that out, guys.
End of the game, maybe I'm just tired. Now, if I finish this right here, what I have on my plate, and I still feel this way, then I think it's a deeper problem. Maybe I need to finish these projects. You said a year. I've been working on this project for about a year, Reese. And so I don't even want to know that it's a real problem that I have to solve.
Listen, I don't want to lose you, and I don't want anything to happen. So you just let me know if there's anything that I can do.
You can listen more.
You hear that? After she done sacrificed every damn thing, okay, to take care of their children, he tells her to listen more. Okay? This is why you don't become a Letitia in your marriage.
Okay, I just listen. That's all I'm going to do. Don't talk, just listen.
If you're about to say something, and I say something, and you continue saying exactly what you're about to say, that makes me feel like my words were zero, or he just didn't hear them.
Marcel thinks I don't listen to him. I feel like all I do is listen to him. And normally when he don't want to talk about something or do something, I usually respect his wishes and just let it go. But this depression is different. I'm hoping that he would let us in a little bit, especially me, and not roll it over like it's none of my business and I shouldn't be concerned about it. Because at the end of the day, we're one. So when he's hurting, that affects us. I'm here for him to lean on and to help him through this process.
You are not one, okay? You are an individual in this marriage, basically by yourself. You are masquerading like you all are one. You get to the reunion and brag about your raggedy ass marriage as if you all are one. And we have seen you time and time again go to Dr. Francis, whine and cry about this marriage. Okay? Because you really are unhappy. And it was a point in the season 1 reunion where I think that Maurice told Tisha, no, you're not happy. Stop saying you are happy and everything is okay, Tisha, because we can tell you are not happy.
This is a partnership, and I'm his wife, right? So this is a conversation you're supposed to have with your spouse. Because at the end of the day, if anything was to happen to Marcel, who do you think is going to be affected the most? Me and the kids. Okay. So I would be so
even if
low.
it's not your spouse, he could get therapy.
He can get therapy.
He's not willing to go to therapy. He's too much of a coward.
But you can start with your spouse.
I agree, but sometimes it might be your spouse.
Kimmy doesn't make it any better. She blames Tisha, the same woman that has sacrificed and gave everything in this marriage, okay, and doesn't get a return on any of the things that she has given him.
Really, Kimmy? So you're blaming me for my soul depression? Like, just when I thought we was working on our relationship? Here we go again with the shade.
She's a slave too, though, Tisha, okay?
So you give up your career options for the sake of family. You give up your educational options for the sake of family and your husband and whatnot. That's a sacrifice. That's a burnt toast. Because everything that you would have wanted for yourself, it just went up in smoke. And for, like I said, for at least a few years, possibly longer. Some women never go back. They just can't do it because then they have a second kid. And things happen. Okay, and number 2. What else women sacrifice? Their independence. Men like to think they're the ones sacrificing their independence, but you know how men like to tell the women what they can't do because you're my wife. My wife can't do that, and my wife can't do this, and my wife can't be there, and my wife doesn't need to go. So they want to start putting you in this little box about what their wife is. And, you used to be a lot of women that are like, I don't know if I can go. I have to go home and ask my husband. I have to check with my man. So their independence is like up in smoke too. Now some of them may be happy about that. I don't know. Some women are crazy, so they think that's cute. And the ones who kill me are the ones who say that they can't go and do something because their kids will be upset. What? When this little monkey pays some bills? So, they really give up their independence. But like I said, sometimes I give them the side because it seems like they enjoy it. I don't know if they enjoy it or if it's just a game they're playing with themselves to make themselves not feel so bad. But that they do say things like that.
Now, really quickly, I'm going to play a clip of Maurice and Kimmy and how, Maurice wants Kimmy to be Monster's mom. Okay? And we know that Kimmy is Monster's stepmother, but I feel like after she was done raising Jalen and, she don't really want to be bothered with no more kids, whether she marry a man with a child or not, it doesn't mean for Maurice to put that child off on her, because at the end of the day, Maurice, that is your child. Whether you and Kimmy are married, divorced, separated, whatever, he is your responsibility, and you don't put that off on your wife. So let's just check that out.
Because you all are blending your families, and there was mention last time that we saw one another of your son being with you all full time. How does that incorporate into preparing for the life with one another? And
bringing Monster in, that's going to put some more things on her plate. But she's doing such a good job with everybody.
Did you hear?
You hear that shit? But she done did such a good job. What's just a little bit more? What's just a little bit more? Just a little bit more. Yeah.
The things on her plate.
Yeah, I'd throw that in there. She's really good at listening.
I am. Well, Monster and him have a wonderful relationship that I love. However, his dad doesn't do a lot of participating. And so my concern is always, once he gets here, the more stuff I would have to do that he's not going to be able to do in the name of school or work or whatever the case may be. You're like holding it down. Yeah. I do my best. Some days are better than others. And I guess for me, I'm older than Maurice. Okay. And so I feel like some of my life I didn't get to have. Okay. Because I was a single parent. I didn't get to do a lot of things. I chose to have the responsibility of raising my son because I chose to get pregnant. As a single parent, I don't get to party. I don't get to hang out. I get to go to work, provide for my son, get my son, and bring my ass home. And so that's what I did. I always tell him, Jalen's going to college, and, your 40s is supposed to be like when you have fun and you get in your groove back, and we can't do anything because he always has school. Like, you want to go? No, babe, I got to go to school. You want to go? No, babe, I got to go to school.
They didn't even have a honeymoon, okay? Until recently. So, yeah. Kimmy trying to enjoy her glory years, honey.
Then why'd you have to go to school now? Like, Jalen just left. Monster comes. I keep going from take care of. I just keep missing the mile markers. Okay. All those little corners, I just keep missing those corners.
I didn't know you did.
And Kimmy is crying. Okay.
It's emotional.
Well, because when I had Jalen, I didn't go out. I didn't do stuff. It just feels like I've missed my life. Just missed the part where people are on Facebook saying I'm in Paris or, we went to Hawaii this summer. And you're not selfish for wanting to be able to live your life. It's okay. There's going to have to be a more concrete plan of who is going to be responsible for what and when.
I didn't know that, she's like close to the edge right now.
I'm not close to the edge.
Well, you were crying and stuff. I'm like, what?
And when you have emotions, instead of them hugging you and saying, baby, it's okay, I got your back. I'm not going to put all of this on you. It's not your responsibility. Instead of him saying that, he, gaslights her for having emotions. Oh, you close to the edge. Okay, who the hell you thought you was? Sugar Hill, nigga? Look, don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. Okay, that ain't where Kimmy was coming from. Okay, she was having a moment, but letting you know, like, I want to enjoy my life. I got one child gone. He about to go to college or, be this entrepreneur. And I want to enjoy my life. I want to be out at the bar, at the club. I want to travel when I want to. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. But, he don't get it. Just a few seasons later, you hear what his ass got to say. Let's get to that.
Think there's anything that I could improve on?
Do I think? Yes. Sex every day.
I think every day is excessive. And there should be a middle.
Why is
and
it
maybe
excessive?
A third person party would be able to say, Reese Scott, it's a little excessive. Your brother said it was excessive. And what's funny...
He's not in my marriage.
No, I
Weird.
Understand, but what I'm saying is that it opens the door for conversation. Matter of fact, we were talking about that earlier with Tiffany, in regards to y'all smashing stuff. And Lewis feeling the same way. I feel like men just never get enough. Maurice, I feel like if we had sex every single day, you still would want more sex. You know why I feel like that?
Why?
Because it happens now. We'll have sex at 6 o'clock and you're pulling my pants down at 10 o'clock and then get mad because I don't want to do it at 10 o'clock. It's never enough.
What day goes by and you're like, you know what? I just don't want to eat today.
Child, that was a bad analogy. Okay, you gotta eat to live, idiot. She's telling you are being greedy. Okay? So, yeah, I keep preaching and teaching to y'all because I know what I'm talking about and I know what I'm looking at. These men think that us women, we are slaves, but slavery is over. Now, let's get back to Auntie Deb.
Number 3, women sacrifice their appearance, their bodies. Now, everybody knows after you give birth, your body changes. You nursing, your breasts change. You might gain or lose weight. Your skin changes. All of these things happen. Some women, they have like complications. They end up having to get a hysterectomy or some other kind of surgery. There's all kind of things that happen. It's a gamble. You don't know what's going to happen. But, you want to just think about the cute little baby and all the stuff. And some women, after they finish having their children, they can afford to go and get plastic surgery and get a tummy tuck and a breast lift and vaginal rejuvenation and all this old stuff. But that's not the majority of women. So you start having a kid, your body has changed forever. And then these men want to complain about that. And you don't want to pay no alimony after you done messed her body up like that with having young nappy-headed kids? Oh, no. You gonna pay. Number 4, women sacrifice their life goals. Now, these are women who, say you have a goal like you wanted to go to, I don't know, you wanted to work with UNICEF or something. You were in a medical professional. You always want to go on the UNICEF ship or something, go to a Hope ship or whatever those things are, some foreign country and do all the stuff. And now you got a husband and now you got a kid. Well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You might have wanted to travel or, see certain parts of the world and your husband doesn't like to travel and either you can't bring the kids, so what you going to do? These are all things to think about. You might want to go get you a PhD or something, but you got 2 or 3 kids. You can't really figure out how to juggle that and your 8-hour day job and your commute and your husband and your household and the children and go to school to get a PhD all at the same time.
Now, let's check out Melody, honey, when she was trying to juggle it all and, hook-headed, honey, wasn't having it.
Excited because I don't see anything in mommy's hands. What's up,
Whatever. What's up?
I'm talking about that food.
How you doing? You ain't cooked nothing to eat? I'm getting home a little late today.
With no apologies, honey. I love it. Come on, Melody, girl. You ain't cooked, nigga.
How was your day?
It was good. It was I got so much going on. I'm really trying to prioritize. And
I like that word.
Prioritize. This right here.
Girl, he liked that word because he want to use it on you. He wants you to prioritize him, okay, more than you do anything else.
Coming up is getting close now, so I got to start learning because you see all these lines. You see all these lines. Got to learn these lines.
Wow! So is that the entire script for the entire play?
Yeah.
Or is that just your line?
No, that's just for the whole play, and I'm up in there.
Oh, okay.
It looks like you've been holding it down. They all still alive and breathing.
Girl.
So considering me being home with all of the kids, I would definitely think that my wife would bring dinner home.
No, now I'm about to cook us some dinner because you don't like all that food out there. You like for me to cook. Do you not like for me to cook?
I love for you to cook.
You love my food?
Yes, I do.
Do you really like my food?
Yes, I do.
I thought you did. Just making sure for the record.
I have some legitimate concerns, though, when it comes to your schedule, you know?
Okay.
Like now, me in here doing everything with the kids. I did everything except order pizza.
Why the hell you didn't do that? Shit, your hands ain't broke. Okay, they ain't broke when you over there dealing with that ooga booga you was with, coleslaw. Okay, like the nerve of these men.
Thinking that you bring some food home, and that is another thing for me to worry about. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why I'm not well. So it's like you just got so many important things that's taking up your time.
I'm wanting to make it happen while it can happen.
I totally understand that, but you can't have 4 or 5 things that doesn't involve the kids or me, like you're not coming home today with food in hand.
But I cooked 2 meals the other day, Martell Hope.
But it wasn't enough. Okay, are y'all getting the point of this video? These men want you to be a slave, okay?
Other day, it ain't today.
Sometimes you can figure it out. What's wrong with your fingers?
I always figure things out.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying my best, Martell, too, to make everything happen. Still be a great wife. Still be involved with the kids. Be a great mom. But now you complaining about a little bit of damn slack that I need you to pick up because I ain't walked through the house tonight with dinner.
Girl,
when's the last time you cooked breakfast?
Cook breakfast?
When's the last time you cooked breakfast?
I ain't gotta cook. I got a wife. I ain't cooking.
You hear that? I got a wife. She go do every damn thing, including work outside the damn home. Okay?
Nothing.
How's that going to work? So you sacrifice that dream too. Women sacrifice their needs ahead of the family. Now what that means is you never think twice about sacrificing what you need to make the people in your household happy more so than you. Just like you are the kind of these women who do this kind of thing, they think their children's needs are more important than their own. They think that their husbands rather, needs or desires should be met first because that's what's going to keep the family happy.
On that note, honey, let's listen to Marceau talk about how he went to Africa, honey, without Tisha and the family, honey. Okay, he got to do what he wanted to do, but she better not do it.
Well, I'm sure you're like in a good mood because your mindset is like good now because you had some time away to yourself.
Yeah, well, I think that this trip to Africa, first of all, thank you for understanding that I needed to go alone.
Because I wasn't on board at first.
I know.
Like, I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, really? I was like, why do you have to go out of the country by yourself? Like, those was like red flags going up. Like, I've never been to Africa before, so it's like, why would we do that together as our first time?
Girl, he ain't thinking about you. Okay, this marriage ain't about you. It's all about him. This is what happens when you marry a narcissist.
I want to dismiss. Over there, my phone doesn't work really. We're on a different time zone. And it's just like I wanted to break away from this.
I have a lot of responsibilities on me. So I think it would have been a nice trip for us to do together. But you didn't even offer, for us to do it together. It was just like it's something I want to do for me.
But you know what? I just needed to just get away. I've been feeling worn down, maybe depressed. You know what really depleted is the word. Work, COVID, and everything else going on in my life. So I really need to take a step back, unplug, and reevaluate my life.
How exhausted she is, how frustrated she is, how even sick or upset she is. She feels this obligation and this responsibility to keep all these other people happy, even though she's not. So, I'm like, oh, no. If I'm pissed, everybody in this house is going to know about it. Everybody. And all y'all going to get together and you're going to do something to fix it. Because at this very moment right now, I hate every single one of you. So, that's me. I'm a tyrant in my house. Women sacrifice their time and their energy. Now, this one drives me crazy. When it comes time to do something with the family, women are usually the first to change their obligations, their time, their work hours, whatever, to fit this stuff in. Okay, so like say you have a job, you work 6 hours days this week, and they call you from your church asking you to come and help serve and clean up after the fellowship and all this old stuff. Now you're exhausted, plus you have things that you need to do at the house. But what you decide to do, instead of telling them no, you're exhausted, is to get up early, do the laundry and other stuff that you had to do, and then go and serve at this fellowship thing, and then come home and do more housework for the same people who are capable of doing it themselves, and then you go to work the next day exhausted, and you never got to rest, you never got to recharge your batteries, you're just giving, and eating burnt toast for 6-7 days a week. I just don't get it. Also, when a woman gets with in a couple situation, what you had as your single carefree life, you give that up. The little spur of the moment, going out for drinks and dinner or something, and the weekday parties and just the things that brought you joy that you could do without really thinking about having to arrange for other people's schedules or care about what other people thought about it. You can't do that anymore. You have to think about these other people. And even for when you have a situation where you have children, if you notice, most of the time the one taking them to the doctor, the mama. So who had to rearrange her schedule to do that? The one taking off work when the kids are sick, the mama. Why can't daddy take off work and take care of them? You see what I mean? It's a lot of sacrifice I think women don't even think about themselves doing. Also, women sacrifice their joy. This is something, when I think about women's joy, I think about the things that bring women pleasure and peace of mind. Maybe sitting reading a book in the park bench or something, or taking a bubble bath and enjoying some wine, or, watching a movie in peace without somebody asking you for something, or yelling in the background, or you have to tell them to stop fighting, stop crying, shut up, I can't hear my show, can I watch this and that, blah, blah, blah. You don't get a moment's peace. You don't get to do what you want to do. You want to take a nap, and everybody keeps coming in the room asking you for stuff, making noise and demand and want to jump on the bed with you and all this old stuff. And women have a hard time telling your kids no. No, you're not going to go to that party. You're not going to that event. You're not going to that game because I'm tired of driving you around all the time. You have to eat what they want. You can't eat what you want, rather, because the kids or the husband don't like it. So if you fix what you want, then you feel like you have to fix a second meal for them because they like it. The hell? Women be talking about what they can't do because their husband doesn't like it, like in their hairstyle, their makeup. Maybe they want to cut their hair. Maybe they want to dye their hair. Even something like, you have this raggedy piece of job instead of the career that you wanted because you feel guilty about being away from home so much, though men do that kind of stuff without a second thought. Did you think about that? They don't think about what you're doing. They just come home and tell you, oh, yeah, this happened. I accepted this promotion, and it means we're going to have to move to blah, blah, blah. That's how they announce it. They don't ask you shit.
That's right. And speaking of which, let's take it back to Kimmy and Maurice and how he sprung on her at the last damn minute that Monster is going to be living with them. Let's check that out.
I've been meaning to talk to you. I wanted to clear up some stuff.
What's that?
I had a conversation with Kiowa.
Okay.
Why do you have to brace when I say
Did
that?
I brace?
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
I intentionally, in my head, tried not to brace.
But you're like, I don't even like how it just sends you into a certain space as soon as I make mention.
I really, really tried not to.
You took a sip. Energy, think positive, happy thoughts, nature, fresh air.
Okay.
cohesive family unit. I actually had a conversation with Kiowa about inviting her and Zave down to check out Huntsville. We've been discussing Kiowa, Zave moving to Huntsville permanently, so that Monster can live with us, and then he can have all of the, the whole family in the same city. There you go again. Long exhale.
You telling me after you've already had conversation with them, what is it you're anticipating from me?
I was anticipating a big smile and a warm hug.
No, you absolutely weren't.
Y'all heard that? She is supposed to just go along, to get along, just acquiesce. Just, be down for whatever he does behind her back.
Anticipate that, hey, we get a chance to have him live with us, though. You see the state.
Nigga, that's your son. You get excited, okay? I'm just saying. That's her stepson. I'm sure she loves him. But she did tell you in therapy she was done raising kids. Okay, then he runs and get himself into school. Okay? He does more things to be away from his son so he could put off his son on Kimmy. Okay? I see what you're up to, Mellow Yellow. I see it.
You understand what it means right now?
We're married. So in order to make me feel that I actually matter, an invitation for Kiowa should not have been made prior to a conversation with me. I didn't get married to reside in an unhappy place.
In order to facilitate this, right, I offered that, I set them up in the house and they don't have to pay.
So you're going to move Kiowa and her physically apt husband to Huntsville and pay their mortgage.
I just paid off a house, so it's not really like paying their mortgage. They can just
have a free house.
What do you suggest? I'm literally in a catch-22. I have a wife that I just married that I love dearly, and I have my only begotten son. How can I make this work?
I don't want to interfere with you and your son, but as far as them moving here, it would directly affect me.
How?
In the sense that Kiowa's never been respectful of me, ever.
We've had instances where you guys didn't. Now, hold on.
No, I'm not going to hold on because
listen,
the one thing I want to clear first, it's not a you guys. I've never said anything poorly about her to her child or anybody. So it's not a you guys, and I'm not owning any of that. And for this person to be able to talk to my husband about me, that's a problem.
I can't make a person feel a different way about any individual that they don't know. She doesn't know you.
That doesn't matter. She shouldn't feel that comfortable to talk to my husband about me. Maurice, at this very second in his life, has tunnel vision. His focus is on getting custody of Monster. I would think he would have had that conversation with me first before extending that invitation. So I'm bothered.
Oh, we can tell, sis.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
When you presented the offer, how long did it take her to say okay?
I don't know.
Seconds. I wasn't even there, and I know it took seconds.
It wasn't seconds.
It was seconds. I think there's still some feelings there, some emotions there, and I'm supposed to live with that.
No.
That's what you're asking me for.
You know what you've said a number of times while we were talking? I think. I'm trying to eliminate the think part on both sides. You guys have never sat down and had a conversation, not once. I really want to make this work. But I want it to work with a smile and not the Let me brace. Like you about to go on a roller coaster. Smile, maybe?
Appreciate you coming out here this morning with me.
That sounds like I'm being dismissed.
Child, you dismissing her emotions, okay? He does a lot of gaslighting with her, you guys. And he does it in a calm enough way, but it's still abuse and disrespect.
Sounds like I want to listen to this rain.
Yeah.
I appreciate you giving this to me on this day.
Well, I figured if we have a whole day and we leave tomorrow, then we can leave all our cares here.
Except we're not. We're bringing all our cares to Madison County.
See, that's the wrong way of looking at it.
She crying, you guys, saying she can't do this. She has to make the ultimate sacrifice. Okay?
Not asking them and getting their buy-in on everything. It's like a child. You have to set yourself up to be treated like a child. And you sacrifice your voice. And I've seen a lot of this lately. Women, you don't say anything. When somebody mistreats you, you don't say a word about it. You don't check folks. You just say, oh, well, karma, God, whatever is it? No, you have to tell people to stop mistreating you, stop disrespecting you, and that you're not going to accept the mess that they're trying to push down your throat because they feel like you're not as important to them, and you believe it. This is the attitude that's happening with this trans stuff. Okay, you women who support that mess with these men, saying she and all this stuff, those men you're sacrificing your voice in order to please these men. You want to be in alignment with them versus what's in the best interest of you, your daughters, your nieces, your grandchildren, and the other little girls that are going to be coming behind you. They don't need to see dicks in the locker room and they have a dress room and that. They don't need to see all that. They just don't have no business in a woman's space. But you ladies, that's you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. They're women just like us. Ooh, stupid. And that is, I'm seeing a lot of that where either the women don't want to speak up because they're afraid of the retribution, I guess, or they're using their voice to side with men against other women. So I don't know what that's all about, but whatever. That's an injustice that's being shown to women, just like men trying to tell us what we can get as far as abortions and birth control on the health insurance that we pay for just like they do. They can get Viagra, but we can't get birth control pills? Hell to the no, that's not fair. Stuff like that, women need to be rising up in unison about that kind of thing, but it's not happening. And then my last point is that when women, get into some of these relationships, they sacrifice their autonomy. And it's done with this expectation that they do so. It's like, you have to start thinking about, that you have to start thinking about other people in every decision that you make, from where you're going to live, to vacations you take, how much money you spend, whether you can have a girls' night and when you can have it, and how late you can stay out, and what to watch on TV, and what to stock in the pantry, because, you got to worry about other people, what they like, and are they going to complain, what you wear, what time you can go to the gym, job transfers and promotions. It never ends. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. But these are things that, these decisions that you used to make for yourself, by yourself, but now all of a sudden, because you're in this relationship, you have to consult this man, and a lot of you consult your kids too before you make a decision. So the whole point of this is to notice the many, many ways that women sacrifice who and what they are to please other people, to give to other people, to take care of other people better and more often, and more just in every way possible, more than you do yourself.
All right, you guys, that is all honey Miss Robinson got to say about this here video. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.